Your brain controls almost everything you do. It helps you remember, learn, dream, make decisions, and even protect you from danger. But here's the amazing part. Your brain is doing thousands of things without you even realizing it. Today, we're going to discover 10 incredible things your brain does behind the scenes. And number 10 is something you probably experience almost every day. Let's begin. Have you ever remembered something very clearly, only to discover later that it didn't happen exactly the way you remembered? That's because your brain doesn't store memories like a video camera. When you remember something, your brain reconstructs the memory. Sometimes, it fills in missing details. And those details can feel completely real. This is called a false memory. So yes, you can be completely confident about a memory and still have some of the details wrong. Your brain isn't simply waiting for things to happen. It's constantly making predictions. When you walk into a familiar room, your brain already expects to see certain things. When someone starts a sentence, your brain may even predict what they're going to say next. This happens incredibly quickly. Your brain uses previous experiences to prepare you for what might happen next. In other words, your brain is constantly trying to stay one step ahead. Look around you right now. There are probably many sounds, objects, and sensations around you. But you're not paying attention to all of them. That's because your brain constantly filters information. Imagine noticing every single sound, every object, and every sensation at the same time. It would be overwhelming. So your brain decides what deserves your attention. That's why you might suddenly notice a sound, only after someone points it out to you. Have you ever noticed how 5 minutes can feel extremely long when you're bored, but an entire day can disappear when you're having fun? Clock time hasn't changed, your perception has. When you're highly engaged in something, you may pay less attention to the passage of time. But when you're waiting and constantly checking the clock, every minute can feel longer. That's why the same amount of time can feel completely different depending on what you're doing. Your brain plays a major role in how you experience pain. Pain isn't simply a message coming from your body. Your brain interprets signals from your body and decides how to respond. That's why the experience of pain can be influenced by fear, attention, and expectation. For example, if you suddenly think you might have hurt yourself, the sensation can seem much stronger. Your brain isn't imagining everything, it's interpreting information from your body. When you fall asleep, your brain doesn't simply switch off. It remains active throughout the night. During sleep, your brain goes through different stages. Some stages are especially important for memory and learning. That's one reason sleep is so important. Your body may be resting, but your brain is still busy doing its job. Your brain is incredibly good at recognizing patterns. You can recognize a familiar face in a crowd. You can identify a friend's voice without seeing them. And sometimes you can understand what's happening before you consciously think about it. Your brain uses patterns from previous experiences to help you understand new situations quickly. That's one reason experience can make certain tasks feel almost automatic. Think about an extremely happy day or a frightening experience. You may remember certain emotional moments more strongly than ordinary moments. That's because emotions can influence memory. When something feels important, your brain pays closer attention to it. But that doesn't mean every emotional memory is perfectly accurate. Strong emotion can make a memory feel powerful, without guaranteeing that every detail is correct. Have you ever entered a room and immediately noticed a fan, an air conditioner, or a ticking clock? Then, after a while, you barely notice it anymore. Your brain can reduce its attention to information that stays constant and predictable. This helps you focus on changes that might actually matter. So when a familiar sound suddenly stops, you may notice the silence immediately. And now for the biggest one. Your brain can sometimes trick you. It can change how you remember something. It can influence what you notice. It can make you feel that time is moving faster or slower. And it can make you feel certain about something that isn't completely accurate. But this isn't because your brain is broken. It's because your brain is constantly trying to make sense of an incredibly complicated world. Your brain is powerful, but it isn't perfect. Which one of these facts surprised you the most? Tell me in the comments. And if you enjoyed discovering how your brain works, subscribe to Factora for more amazing facts. Because there's always something new to discover.